Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to this free live training class. Today we're talking about feminine energy for working women and single moms. As you ladies know, I have actually been a working woman in my previous life, and I've also been a single mom for 4 years before I remarried. So this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and of course I understand the many different unique challenges that are presented to you when you are in any of those situations. I've been getting a lot of questions from my private Facebook community about how to employ all of these new teachings about feminine energy, being able to be present, relax, go with the flow, and just, take care of ourselves, self-care, all of these wonderful things. Well, how does that translate for the working woman? So, and also for single moms, because obviously there's even an added challenge when you're a single mom and then you're working. So let me know that you are live and listening in on Facebook. Of course, this will be posted on YouTube as a replay. I'm going to let a few people hop on. Hi, Eileen, welcome. I have a wonderful announcement to make. So the other day, as you ladies know, I had been waiting for my live streaming to be restored on YouTube, and it wasn't restored, but I reached out to a YouTube friend of mine, and he makes videos on YouTube as well about YouTubing, and in his private Facebook group I posted about what was happening, and long story short, somebody in the group helped me solve the issue, and YouTube live streaming is back on now. I'm so excited. I am planning on going live as soon as possible. I have a really busy weekend, but next week I am planning on going live on YouTube as well. So we're back in business. I'm so excited about that. So, hi Helen, welcome. Welcome ladies. So let's get started with this class. And hi Tan, good morning. Harold, good morning everyone. And then afterwards, I'm going to just make some quick announcements about, we have some special promos going on right now that do expire Monday. So some of you know about, some of them you know about, so I'll go in details, but there's an expiration date, so I wanted to make sure that whoever wanted to take advantage of those did. So let's get started. So is it possible for working women and for single moms to be in their feminine energy, to tap into their feminine energy, to embrace all that it means to be a woman? All aspects of it, right? And my straight up answer is absolutely. First of all of us, men and women, have both masculine and feminine energy. We both have that polarity inside of us, correct? We've talked about that many times, especially if you're a part of my Babes Club. We really break it down and get in there. So we both have it. It just so happens that we live in a society that promotes and appreciates masculine energy more than it does feminine energy, because masculine energy and all the characteristics associated with it makes the big bucks, makes the money, gets things done. It's accomplishment, it's moving forward, it's doing, action oriented. So if you're working for a company out in the real world, chances are they're gonna want you to be in your masculine energy, because they're not gonna want you to be soft and flowy, right? They're gonna want you to get stuff done. So that's just how everything is set up. Then if you have been wounded as a child, you have abandonment issues, you've had past failures in relationship, you've really had to, as a woman, stand up for yourself and fight for yourself. If you're a single mom, you have a whole host of fighting that you have to do for your children and yourself. Go out into the real world, provide, and do all those things, right? That typically just a few decades ago really was the masculine realm. Like, men did that. So what happens is that we get constantly triggered into our masculine energy, and although there's nothing wrong with masculine energy, as a feminine being, we will feel our best and most vibrant when we are 70-80% feminine, and then we've got that 20-30% masculine polarity inside of us. Where the problem is that when we are always in our masculine energy and we lose sight of, touch of our our feminine being, our feminine intuition, our feminine softness. We can no longer be light and playful in our relationships. We can't be present in our communication. We're constantly triggered. We're kind of in survival mode even when we're not in survival mode. So that's where the problem occurs. So first thing I want you to understand is that you, whether you're a working mom, single mom, any woman, I don't care if you're 2 years old or 85, you have both polarities. You just like suppress one because of society or whatever is going on internally with you. We lose sight of that. I know I lived in that mode forever, pretty much since I was a 5-year-old girl. I've already shared my story so many times, so I'm not gonna go into that again, but I was triggered into my survival mode through, quickly through childhood sexual abuse, and then it just kind of all my life I've lived in my masculine energy. So that's not healthy, obviously. Even though masculine energy, nothing wrong with it, it's not healthy for me as a feminine woman, feminine being, to always be in my masculine, because then I cannot enjoy my relationships. I can't enjoy being present in the moment. I can't enjoy all the wonderful joys of the world fully if I'm rejecting a part of myself. So number one is understand we all have it, and yes, absolutely you can do this as a single mom and a working mom. So how do you do this? One thing that I want you to do is to realize that the reason that many of us can be triggered into our masculine and wear our masculine mask on is when we feel like we're unsafe in the world or in a relationship. So it's not that women who are married or in committed relationship have it any easier. You can be in a committed relationship and so untrustworthy of your spouse, so feeling unsafe every single day that you could be triggered into your masculine every single day as a married woman, versus someone who's a single girl who can depend on herself, but who can also come home in the evening and relax and feel safe, and she's not in survival mode, and she can be actually more feminine, more tapped into her feminine energy than the married woman that has a man providing for her. So this has nothing to do with men, because I have been in all of those situations where I felt unsafe by myself. I felt unsafe as a single mom, and then I've also felt unsafe as a married woman, because if I haven't done the internal work myself, and if there's a perceived threat inside of me where I'm not trusting of people, I'm not open, I'm not being authentic because I'm still that scared little girl that lives in fear because of my past, then it doesn't matter if I have Prince Charming standing and handing over everything to me on a platter. I'm not going to trust him. I'm going to think that he's a bad guy and there's a motive in there, and I'm still going to keep my masculine energy mask on because I don't feel safe. So it has nothing to do with whether you are in a relationship or not. If you are in a perceived threat, if you're in survival mode, honey bae, you are not going to be able to relax. And feminine energy is best tapped into, you are most likely to be in your feminine energy, be able to relax when your basic survival needs are being met. Think about it. If you think you have to, think about it from like the ancestors' mindset, right? If you are having to go and hunt for yourself, which isn't the feminine realm, that's something the masculine energy has always provided for us. You're going to have to be on high alert. You're going to have to take on traits that are not normally yours to take on, and you're going to be in high survival mode. Now, even in modern society, if you, let's say that you're a married woman and you're not a single mom, you're not a working mom, but you can't trust your husband for whatever reason. Let's say he doesn't provide for you, or he's not like the stand-up kind of guy, he cheats, or he's just a bad man that you can't trust. You are going to be in survival mode 24/7. You'll be looking over your shoulder. You're not going to be able to relax. So the working woman who goes and works 9 hours a day, comes home, can pay her bills, has her money in order, she's got her security system in place, she's got a comfortable environment to live in, she's got it better than you. Okay, so if you are a working mom or a single mom and you've got your shit together, you go to work, you pay your bills, you can meet your basic needs and your child's basic needs, you have a comfortable, safe place to live at, you're surrounded by a community of good friends and family members, you participate in hobbies, and you take time for self-care and grooming and read and personal growth. You are better in a better situation than a married woman that's looking over her shoulder and can't be relaxed into her feminine. So let's just get this clear that let's not get caught up in what your status is. Let's look at, do you feel safe? Are you in real or perceived survival mode? And what I mean by real or perceived is some people really can't pay their bills. Some people really struggle to put food on the table. If this is you, you are in real survival mode. You are in actual real survival mode, okay? Perceived survival mode is like where everything is fine. You have money in the bank, you can pay all your bills, or you've got your husband doing that for you. Everything is going well. But because something happened to you internally, when you were a child, maybe you were abused, maybe you had abandonment issues from your parents, maybe you have been burned a few times in relationships and you're carrying all this wounded energy, all this hurt, you haven't healed through that, you're not embodied as a woman, you're disconnected, you're always living in your head, you're insecure. Now what happens? You are in perceived survival mode because you're always kind of like looking over your shoulder. You're always scared somebody's gonna attack you, people are out to get you. And that's just perceived survival mode, but that's going to trigger you into your masculine energy and you're not going to be able to relax, okay? You can have all the money in the world, you can have good friends around you, you're gonna see everything as a trigger. So yes, is it harder for single moms? Absolutely. I have been a single mom, and yes, there's more challenges there, of course. Out of all of any of these groups, I would say they do have it the toughest because they are having to parent all on their own, going and paying their bills on their own, and all the security and the providing and all of that is on their shoulders. That's why I cringe a little bit when married women say, oh, I'm practically a single mom, because if they have never actually been a single mom, they don't know that practically a single mom, meaning yeah, their husband works long hours or maybe even their husband travels a lot. If there's money coming in the bank and somebody's calling in to check up on the kids once in a while, that's still not the same as being an actual single mom, because it really is tough to do it all yourself. And one thing that I've noticed with single moms, not only with myself, but especially with my friends over the years who have been single moms, is that oftentimes, let me tell you the story this way. If you are a woman that needs any sort of support, a great friend, emotional support, somebody that you can call in the middle of the night and that woman will show up at your door to help you, like this is your ride or die chick, make friends with a single mom. Because I don't know what it is about single moms, like I've noticed this in my friends, they will put their lives on hold, get super uncomfortable, become a doormat if they need to please and do things for other people. They are the true, like the ride or die chicks. And because I have been a single mom myself, I often look to this and think, why are they doing so much? Because they're already doing so much. They're moms, they're working full-time, they're paying all the bills, they're doing all the chores themselves, they're doing with all the things that come up with parenting, school issues, teacher issues. All of the stuff is placed on their single shoulders. Yet, if you call them at 3 a.m., they will show up to, help you out. If you have, you need help with a bake sale, they'll help you. If you need help with moving, they'll help you. They will do whatever it takes to be that friend. And maybe it comes from that need of security and community themselves, because they feel like that they need that community more than ever, and they understand that they don't want to, like they need that support, but so they are like on high alert at giving that. And if I had a message for single moms, because I have been there, I have been on both ends of that, I will say that if you can relax a little bit with the friendship and understand that you are worthy of love and friendship without having to do so much at the expense of your sanity and your peace, then your life can be a little bit easier. And they're great friends and they go out of their way to do stuff, but I almost feel bad about that because I want you guys to relax a little bit and understand that you don't have to put yourself on the line or work yourself thin to earn somebody's friendship. You are worthy of friendship and love just the way that you are. So that's also one thing that I would work on. So here's my 3-step process to being able to get more in your feminine energy. So let me get some of the questions and comments that are coming in, and then I'll work through the 3 steps. Mehek said, wow, I send my love for single moms. Thank you. Desiree said, yes, Mina, unless you are a single mom, you don't understand single mom life. Yes, been there for 4 years, and people just don't understand the behind the scenes of what it takes. I have had many friends over the years. Just last week I had a friend say to me, her husband travels a lot, which of course has its own challenges. This isn't about one being superior to the other. We're all women in the struggle of life, right? This life and parenting can be tough sometimes, right? It has its challenges no matter what type of a role you're playing or what stage in life you're at. So this isn't to take anything away. I have been in every genre of mom life, so I get it. Trust me. Having said that, she made a comment the other day about how she's practically a single mom because her husband works so long. Yeah, but her husband makes a 6-figure salary that automatically gets deposited into her bank account. So I'm sorry, as much as I feel for you, my husband used to travel for 2 years of our marriage as well, during the time I was pregnant and on bed rest and had a 4-year-old. So I get the challenges, not to underplay that either. But having been an actual single mom, if somebody was depositing a 6-figure salary into my account and then I had to be a single mom, yeah, hell yeah, I'll take that over being a single mom, an actual single mom that has to do it all. It was tough. It was emotionally, physically draining, and it triggered me more into my masculine than ever before. Chelsea said, in my friendship, I always try to help people, but then they always betray. Chelsea, this is a you issue and not a them issue. And I know it sounds like a them issue, but it's a you issue because when we feel unworthy of who we are, we feel like we have to perform or do things, action things to get love and friendship back. And that's like so anti-feminine energy, right? That's not what about feminine energy at all. You are worthy of love and friendship simply because you are. And a good friend is presence. It's being communicative and understanding and giving love. It's not about doing to the point where you feel betrayed or burnt out. So that's where that inner work comes in, where you're like, getting to a place where you are worthy without having to do for people or perform for people. So, okay, let me see. I think I got all the comments, did I? So far, sometimes some of the comments. Okay, Aline said, what helped to switch from masculine into feminine? Okay, I can't see all of the comments on here for some reason. I hate it when that happens, when I can't see it in the Facebook, in the group. Hi, Sarah. Sorry if I missed your comment. It just means I can't see it. So, about the being, what can you do? So let me start with the steps, and then if you need more information, then you really need to be in my High Value Babes Club. That's where we talk about feminine energy. We're doing, in April, we start doing 3 sessions, and our next session is this Sunday. That's where you need to be, and all the previous sessions are available to you instantly when you join, all the recordings. If you need to do the inner work, then you start with the High Value Worthy Woman Toolkit, which, by the way, is $100 off. It's priced at $147 right now, down from $247. So there's no coupon code needed for that. So it ends Monday, that deal. So if you are looking into that, now is a good time to grab it. Step 1 of how to start tapping into your feminine energy if you are a working woman or a single mom is first to really sit down and assess your actual situation. This means not the situation that you've created in your head, not the story that goes along with your situation. I have been there where there's an actual situation and then there is the mountain that I've created around that actual situation with the stories in my head, right? We all have those stories that we create around the actual situation. So the actual situation may be, okay, this is how much money I have coming in right now. Can I pay my bills or not? Okay, maybe I can only pay certain bills. Then you have to assess, how are your actual lifestyle goals? Like, let me be the first to admit that when I was a single mom, I had subscriptions, gym memberships, I was dining out, doing a hell of a lot of things that I had no business doing at the time because of my current situation. Doesn't mean that I can't ever do those things. It just means that being super real with your actual situation and figure out that, is my survival mode an actual situation or is my survival mode created in my head? This actually could be you even if you're married. If you're married and everything is seemingly good, but you have childhood wounds that you haven't worked through, you're going to be in perceived survival mode like we talked about. So assess the actual situation and remove the stories around it. Step 2 is to get out of survival mode. This means if it's perceived, do your inner work. Get a therapist, get a life coach, programs, whatever you need to do to heal yourself so that you can get yourself out of perceived survival mode. Okay, what about the ladies that have actual survival mode? If you're a single mom or a working mom, let's say you are in survival mode because you can't pay your bills or your living situation is such that you don't feel safe. Okay, that's an actual problem. Now what you need to do is you need to get tools that are temporary and in place to get you out of actual survival mode. Now, before I give you the tools, please know that this is a temporary situation. It's a stage of life. It doesn't mean you can never be in a different situation. But this is what I would do if I ended up in a situation where it was a real survival situation. These are the things that I would do. These are the things that I would tell my child. These are the things I would tell my sister. These are the things that I tell my clients. Okay, so this is the real stuff. Number 1, I would get so minimalistic in everything in my life. I would become a hardcore minimalist because right now my number 1 priority would be to get myself out of survival mode. And I would know that I don't have to live this way forever. I can, but I don't have to. It's a temporary tool because my health and my sanity and my children's well-being is more important to me than any material object. I need to be healthy and sane so I can be the best parent that I can be. So number 1 would be, I would get rid of any expense that wasn't shelter and food. Literally any expense. I would go down to the bare minimum. No coffees out, no dinners out, no clothes shopping. Like, I would be so hardcore minimalist. This is literally what I would do if I was in a situation where I couldn't pay my bills or I was feeling like I was in survival mode. Number 2 would be get rid of all commitments. So if people are like, hey, there's this party, I'm sorry, right now I'm gonna be at home meditating. I'm gonna be at home cuddling my children. I'm gonna be at home putting a mask on and relaxing. I can't take on anything right now. I love you so much. If you wanna come hang out, come, let's paint our nails at home, but I can't step outside the house right now. Okay, because I need to get my own internal being and my actual survival needs first. If a friend calls you and they need help, you're gonna have to say, I love you so much, I'm so sorry, but my ship is literally sinking right now. I'm not in a position to be helping anybody out, I'm sinking. So maybe I can help you find another friend to call, but right now I'm in basic survival mode. I can't help you right now. Maybe someday I'm gonna get out of this and then I'm gonna be able to help the world. Right now, charity begins at home. That's what I would do. Having been in that situation where I really know the ins and outs, and I wish that I had done it differently, but you live and learn. And then I would be at home meditating, being completely present with my children if I had children, or being present with myself, and automating everything that I possibly could. This means that if I know that sitting down on the first of the month stresses me out when I have to pay the bills, and only the basic bills. Remember, right now we're paying for electricity, we're just eating right now. If we can't pay our bills, we're doing the bare minimum, okay? We're selling stuff if we need to, because again, stuff or health and sanity. Stuff, health and sanity, I always choose health and sanity. So automate your bill payment if that's possible for you. Automate the grocery in your schedule. This means that on Fridays I do this grocery, on Saturday I do movie night, and I know that having a schedule and routine is almost against feminine energy, but right now you want to have it so that your life is sort of running on autopilot, the ins and outs of it, the things, the logistics of it, and so you can really relax. Okay, and then so when you come home after work, you're not rushed, you don't have that sense of urgency, you're not forgetting to pay your bills, you're not forgetting to be present with your children, you're really doing all the things that will help you be in your feminine on a daily basis. Okay, so minimize, meditate, be present with yourself, self-care, automate. Step 3. Hi Gillis, hi Sarah. Okay, step 3. Step 3 would be practice being in your feminine energy everywhere. Okay, this means that even if you think that you work in a very male-dominated environment, and male-dominated doesn't mean that there's only men around, it means that men and women around are all in their masculine energy, and masculine energy is highly rewarded. Even so, remember, it doesn't have to be this extreme like male or female, and I can only be in my masculine at work. You can practice some of the aspects of feminine energy in any environment, because at the end of the day, some of the things that we talk about that are feminine, it's about being present, okay? You can be completely present when you're at work. Now, this is tough when you're a single mom, because I remember when I was at work, I was thinking about my child. When I was with my child, I was worried about work. When I was at work, sometimes I was worried about classes. I was also a full-time student while I was working, while I was a single mom. So there was a lot going on, but I felt like wherever I wasn't there. Okay, I was always somewhere else because I needed to be somewhere else. I was always running around. So I always had this sense of urgency. I just could not relax. So one thing, if you can train yourself and through meditation or just feminine embodiment, being present, is saying, you know what? Yes, I have a child, or yes, I have 10 other things to do, but right now I am at work. I'm going to be fully present at work to the best of my human abilities, and I'm going to focus here. That means that when my colleagues are talking, I will fully listen to them. When my boss is talking, I'm going to employ my 5-second rule of speech, which means that let him finish, let him or her finish, have some grace, and then you reply. When somebody says, hey Betty, can you do this extra project for me? 5-second rule, high value, no, sorry, I can't, I have my own projects, right? It's when we constantly are like, yes, I can do it, and then you go and sit down and you're like, oh shit, I can't, but I just said yes. I could. You can't even catch yourself because your mouth moves and words flow out of your mouth before you have a chance to think and absorb, right? 5-second rule. You can employ that. I don't care if you're a high-powered, successful attorney working in a shark environment. You can always employ presence, the art of listening from the heart and listening from your body versus listening from the head. You can always employ the 5-second rule. These are simple things, okay? You can always allow yourself the grace of saying, I'm not going to be urgent right now. Okay, I'm going to slow down. Yes, at work, there's going to be some times where you need to move your ass and be really urgent. I get it. I have been there. But also other times we're just moving fast because we think we need to move fast and we really don't need to. That's that false sense of urgency that we've been talking about in other classes. So recognize, say, hey, I feel rushed right now. Does my boss need this project in 5 minutes? Or I'm just rushing for no reason? Because at the end of the day, I used to be that employee that wanted to do more and beyond what was assigned for me. I would do my job, her job, his job, and then be looking for more projects to do because I wanted to be the best employee possible. Well, you know what? Right now, if you're in survival mode, you just be the mediocre employee if you need to be. Just do what you need to do, what you get paid to do. Do it in the time that you're allocated. Don't take on more projects than you need to. You, babe, are in survival mode right now, and we're trying to get you out of it. Someday, when you're out of survival mode and you're doing really well, then you can do charity work and you can go volunteer and you can do all of your colleagues' work, but this is not the time. You are drowning. It's not the type of time to be taking on more people and more projects, okay? So this is literally what you do is practice being feminine where and when you can. And let's say that you absolutely can't do it at work. Then when you step in that door, when you turn that key of your home and you walk in, you release that energy. You meditate, you take a long bath if you need to, you take a shower, you do a facial scrub, you paint your nails, you sit and relax. Even if it's for 20 minutes, you say, I am just going to be right now without doing anything for anyone, without needing to become something for somebody else. I'm just whole and complete and for this 20 minutes because this is all I have. We can all get 20 minutes, I promise you. Okay, a lot of times it's just kind of that sense of urgency resides in our head. It's not actual sense of urgency, right? So these are the tips that I would take. This is what I would do, and this is what I would tell my clients and my own family members if they are in survival mode. Okay, so quick news about, I have some comments coming in that I will take in a minute, but I wanted to mention that for a limited time this weekend, if anybody purchases the High Value Feminine Goddess program, then you get 3 months of the High Value Babes Club for $1 a month. After the 3-month trial, then you can go ahead and cancel, or you can continue it for $67 a month. So this is this weekend. Also, as you know, the Arouse His Love Masterclass is $49 currently. That ends on Monday. And then the High Value Worthy Woman Toolkit is $147 down from $247. That ends on Monday. The Shadow program, doing the inner work, Shadow Deep Inner Work, is releasing soon for the High Value Worthy Woman program. So if you buy it now at the discounted price, that's included. It comes in the next 30 days or so, and you will get that automatically. So let's see, we've got some comments coming in. Desiree said, that's me, single mom, doing it all. Say said, good night from Southeast Asia. Think I am 100% feminine energy powerhouse. Oh, love that. Hi, Femina. Helen said, oh my gosh, yes. So if you guys have any questions regarding feminine energy for single moms or for working mom, we talk about this stuff a lot in the High Value Babes Club. So definitely join us there if you want to do a deep dive into this stuff. And I also take live questions there. It's the most affordable way to work on with me one-on-one in a group setting, of course, because I do take people individually questions, but of course it is in a group setting, in a small group intimate setting. So that's it, ladies. I am so excited about my YouTube live streaming coming back on. I will post all the links that you need for all these special offers in the description box. Ashwani said, hi Mina, lovely to catch you live after a long time. Welcome, Ashwani. Yes, it's been a while. I'm happy that my live streaming is open now everywhere. Taj said, the 5-second rule is great advice. Thanks, Mina. I'm glad that helps, Taj. I have found that to be helpful in all of my relationships, child rearing, romantic relationship, everywhere, because even with children, when they ask me something, hey mom, can I do this? Or what do you think about this? It helps to be able to take that information in, process it through the heart, and then reply back versus whatever comes naturally out of my mouth first, because oftentimes what comes out naturally isn't really what I wanted to say. You know, I wanted to process the information and really decide what my answer is, but we're so programmed to be able to to say certain things. Like women who can't say no, it's because they don't allow themselves the grace of time to process what has been asked of them. They just hear something, yes, 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 and then before they know it, they've like piled on all the stuff that they have no business taking on because they don't have the time. Ashwani said the 5-second rule helps us survive our day-to-day situations. Absolutely. And yes, it will take practice in the beginning because it's not second nature yet, but it's becoming so much easier the more I'm doing it. So I promise you it gets easier. Are there situations where I get triggered and then I'm answering right away? Yes, but what I do is I take a note of those situations and I work through those. I say, what was it about that particular person or what they said that made me reply right away and lose sight of my 5-second rule? Because this is important information for you to have, right? Without blaming the other person or making the other person wrong, I like to take personal responsibility for that, because if there's something that's triggering me and I notice a pattern, then that's something that needs to be a part of my inner work. It has nothing to do with the other person. Lisa said, hi Mina, doctor said I don't have joint space. Right now, Lisa, we're talking about feminine energy, but in all actuality, I am not sure what that means, and I'm basically not even qualified to answer that question. I'm not sure about that, but I would definitely seek a holistic doctor that can help you with that, finding maybe some natural remedies. All right, guys, so I will let you go. Again, all the links that you need for the special promos will be in the description box, and I will catch you later. Love you. Bye.